right, so we've been selling Muller axes for several years now. They're hand forged in Austria. So in general, they have multiple different designs. So a lot of the ones that we have sold have been in a little bit more of the classic German styling. Obviously, you're buying a German axe, go ahead and get German styling. However, the steel is Austrian steel, world renowned, and it's very, very good quality. So I wanted to pick up a couple of their lines that were a little bit more maybe American, or at least a little different. And this is one of them. So we've got the, picked this up over the last year, and it's a Canada. It's called the Beaver Canada design. And we offer them in both the Classic S line, Beaver Classic S line, and the blue line. So I'll get to the difference of those here pretty quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these. I may get to rambling, but I'll try not to. Okay, so being a little bit more of the classic American design, here a little stouter between here, a little shorter length between here, and you know, that can maybe give you a little bit less torque when you're swinging. All right, also in general, tend to have a little bit less of a V, a little bit shorter blade. And as we get into the larger sizes, maybe they start to V out a little bit more. After all, this is a German take on a little bit more American design. So obviously you like to see that. Keep some character in there and your roots in any given thing. Okay, I'm going to get a few length here, and then I'll we get a lot of questions on what the difference is between the two lines here. But Muller axis, their handles can vary just a little bit. So we've got like a 24, 23 3/4 inch handle there. This is an 800 gram head, and then we jump up to a 1,000 gram head, and we've got a 27 and a half inch handle. Jump up to the 1,300 gram, and you're looking at 27 and a half inch handle as well. Now, something to keep in mind is sometimes this happens with all axe manufacturers. Sometimes they will run short on a certain handle length. I'm not sure whether this is what happened with this line. Just trying to think back to another shipment that we've gotten, or I should say other axes from Muller. I think it can happen from time to time. This is our first shipment of these. But as you can see, this is an 800 gram, would be comparison to this 800 gram, and its handle is a 27 and a half inch length, as are the two larger axes. So just keep that in mind. If handle length is super duper important to you, go ahead and give us a ring and we'll check that out for you. Okay, now blade widths on these, I won't spend a lot of time, but I'll just give you a couple ideas. All right, so we've got 4.5, we've got about 5, we've got maybe 5.5. And a lot of times, so basically the steel in both of these are the same Austrian steel. The heat treat's the same. Most of the forging process is the same. The main difference is that these get ground and then painted afterwards. So for any given size, and I don't know if Muller would say this, but I have found that maybe the blue line tends to be just a tad bit lighter because you have a little bit of that grinding and removing. Whereas on the Classic S, this is, you can still see, it's like any hand forged axe, you can still see the forging scale marks left on there, which I am very partial to. The blue line is a little bit cheaper. So if you're looking, if you're really on a budget, but you're wanting that good quality forging steel, heat treat and everything, don't hesitate to go with the blue line. Okay, another thing that differentiates the blue line from the Classic, and this, what I'm saying in regards to this, we offer several of our different lines, the broad bit felling or the forced axis in the Muller. They're all going to, most of them we offer in the blue or the Classic. Not all of them, some of them just one or the other, but in general, we have them both. So this will apply, what I'm saying in regards to the grinding, the finishing, the steel quality is going to apply to all of our different styles. Okay, another thing is the Classic S has American hickory handle. Blue line, European ash handle. Also, I believe that the ash handles, to my opinion, tend to be a little thicker. Maybe that's because a lot of our European axes tend to have thicker handles in the ash handles. I don't know if that's a preference or just how it happens to be. The Hickory handles are still fairly thick. Once again, seems like a lot of our European axes are that way. So the grain orientations tend to be decent on both of them, if that's important to you. Head fitment is usually fairly decent. It is a German axe. The head fitment on a lot of our German brands and even our Italian brands, they tend to be just a little bit rougher. Also a few more gaps. That has very little to do with whether an axe will come loose. It's more of a cosmetic thing. So just keep that in mind. All right, most classic S, not all of them, but most of the classic S designs will come with the sheath. So if that's important, make sure call us and check us, whereas the Blue Line does not. Make sure, ring the bell, subscribe, check us out. We'll see you on the next video.